A risky business. Hello, internet. I don't have any
Oh boy,
really
I could
big
get $12
stories.
off Guilty Gear Strive.
Why would
Yeah,
you?
wow. Get
That's
ready
fucking
to
bullshit.
rumble, gentlemen, because I got fanfics for you tonight. As always,
Yeah,
of course.
Of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to wallow in absolute shit!
Yeah.
Indeed. You know, Atin's
Ow.
cutting out now too. Is this like a new Discord voice feature that they've introduced, where there's like people aren't allowed to shout anymore?
I didn't even try to
Maybe.
shout there. Like,
Maybe.
I actually made an effort to avoid peeking the mic. I tried to project without shouting.
Yeah. Well, it didn't work. Didn't work as well as you hoped. You know what? I will take this time to bitch about nose hair real quickly.
Sure.
Oh boy.
Because, you know, I always
Uh.
start off these shows with me bitching about someone doing something stupid today. So I was like, fuck it. Figure, you know, might as well keep the tradition going. So nose hair, I was playing Dota with him last night, right?
Oh boy.
And the team is going into a fight that they shouldn't be taking. And
Okay.
Nose hair uses this. So, unlike me, I don't really like talking to people in Dota, so I don't. But Nose hair does. Like he'll activate his mic and talk to the other people in the game. And for some reason, though, he constantly does this, and Atin can confirm, in that he'll want people to do something, but he won't tell them.
Yes, this is infuriating. I can confirm. He will
Nice.
actually speak to our teammates, but when he's like, why won't they do X? He will complain to us, the people in the Discord, without holding down the push to talk button in Dota. And then when we tell him, why don't you say X to the team?
He'll just be like, oh, well, I forgot. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've been there for those moments.
And
It's weird.
so last night I actually flipped my shit on him like pretty hard actually. Because he was doing some happy feet wombo combo bullshit, just sitting there and like going back and forth on the edge of this fight that he was trying to tell the team to not go into. By apparently they were supposed to detect by the fact that he was going back and forth happy feeding, that they weren't supposed to go into the fight. And by the way, he's our carry, so him running towards the fight tells them that he's coming to the fight instead of, you know, not coming to the fight, which would have made them probably go, oh, the person who is going to do all the damage isn't coming, so we shouldn't go in. So instead of saying, hey guys, don't go into the fight, he just sits there on the edge of the fight, watching his team die, happy feeding back and forth. And then also dies because when the enemy team killed our team, they just turned around on him and killed him too. Because he was at the edge of this fucking fight the whole time.
Amazing.
I'm like, bro, why the fuck? And he's like, well, I didn't want them to go in. I'm like, why'd you fucking say that to them then, huh?
You have the ability. Mankind has mastered the ability to turn our voices into electrical impulses, which are reaching you, our practically non-existent audience, even now. And you sit there complaining about the inability to communicate. You massive fucking toadstool.
And Atin's a little bit more salty about this than me, because what Ricky does to Atin constantly is not tell Atin that someone's coming to kill him. And he'll just be like, well, I pinged you. It's like, dude, you are in a voice call with me. Say the words.
A mess.
Like, Sneaky and I, we have occasionally screamed ourselves raw about how stupid the other is, both in
Yes.
life and in Dota.
Yes.
But we have never, even in the midst of calling each other terrible things, failed to slip in like phrases like, they're gonna kill you right now, stupid.
Get the fuck back, get the fuck back. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Because even while we're insulting each other, the show must go on.
Oh god, I just want to punch him out sometimes. I just want to punch him out. We have lost so many games because he's just been like, I'm gonna forget how to speak for the next 30 seconds.
You know, it,
Somebody
it
put his
might
brain
lend
on stun.
it might lend precedence to
Someone put his
the
brain
idea
on.
that he has in fact suffered minor strokes in the past.
Oh, so I just figured out. So I've been using this whole time to distract everyone from the fact that I still haven't figured out what fic to do. So I just figured out what to do.
Oh lord.
Boy.
Finally.
By the way, Sneaky, it worked. It may have worked on the audience. It didn't
Yes.
work on those of us who are sitting here and know what you vamping sounds like.
True.
So, this is the fic we're gonna do tonight. A Ruby Bloodborne story. So I thought, because
Oh,
Max
no.
and I had a revelation recently, because I sent Max a Ruby meme, and then we both realized that Ruby has never actually talked to Blake.
You know, they've talked, but they've never actually had like on-screen time with no other important character present.
Yeah, it's like,
All you made was the
as
first
far as
time.
on-screen time accounts for, Ruby and Blake have about the same relationship as me and Nosehair during college. Which is to say, I knew about him because he was a friend's roommate. Like,
Unfortunate.
that is the amount of interaction that Ruby and Blake have actually had in this show. For
Yeah.
8 fucking seasons.
The worst part is they were actually roommates at some point.
Yes, I
Well,
know.
and here's the thing. Here's the thing. Sneaky here trying to figure out like Sneaky's like they haven't had any like screen time alone since Volume 1. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, you know the scene where it's they're the night before they're getting ready for the test. Like, no, Yang was there
Yeah,
because Yang dragged Ruby over to say hi to Blake.
yeah.
And then the scene before that was Ruby and Weiss exploded, and then Blake showed up to roast Weiss just because she's a sneak.
He gave like a quick one-liner roast and then was like, yeah, I'm out, peace.
Gone. She didn't even last long enough. Okay, you know what? They had 1 second of screen time, and it was her literally walking off frame. That's it. Weiss left. She turned to Blake, and Blake was already halfway off frame. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
Otherwise-
it's just a big what the fuck. Wait, like, so what brought this on is this whole meme is in season 8. Blake gave Ruby this whole big speech about how Blake's always looked up to Ruby and how she's really inspired her and all of this shit. And the meme goes is Blake says the thing, and then Ruby goes, "Wait, who are you?" Because as far
Yes,
as the
haha,
show's
that is
concerned,
indeed a meme.
yeah, as far as the show's concerned, Ruby's never actually talked to Blake without someone else facilitating it.
Yeah.
Guys,
So
Ruby is actually an ultra racist, and she doesn't talk to Blake because she's a
She
faunus.
doesn't talk.
Nice.
Secret. Everyone thought Weiss was the racist, but secretly it was Ruby all along.
oof. Yeah,
Have I
it's one of those
uncovered the
things you
secret
look at,
plot?
and you're just like, oh, this is totally a situation in which she only knows Blake because Blake is partners with Yang. That's
Yeah,
it.
it
It's
literally
the only
is.
real reason.
Yeah. Like,
I honestly can't remember any time they've had any meaningful interaction at all.
actually, you know, Weiss actually got more offended over the quote-unquote racism that Blake suffered from in Atlas than Ruby did.
I'm telling you, Ruby was like, I've come home to my people.
Ruby was secretly considering staying in Atlas.
No. No, that would have been something.
Oh god, so yeah, anyway, this is a Ruby
turned into
Bloodborne story.
Such a,
say-
such a
I say
shit
like
show.
It's called A New Hunter to the Eternal Nightmare, which, I mean, it's an okay name, I suppose.
I mean, I've seen worse names.
Oh, I mean, obviously we've seen worse names here. A hunter must hunt, having completed having completed her contract. Oh no. The good hunter meets with Gurnham at the front of the great tree, but things don't go according to plan. Making a deal with the devil, the good hunter must figure out how to slay Remnant's eternal nightmare. Oh no.
Oh no.
There may be no
I
more
was-
blood plague, but that doesn't mean a hunter's job is any easier.
I was really hoping they would do the smart thing and bring someone from a movie into the slumber, not the other
Yeah.
way around.
Yeah. Team Ruby, the Hunter, and Plain Doll will be the main characters. So, no, I actually have seen a one shot of a Team Ruby ends up in Yarnum sort of situation. Where it actually was handled really well too. Because Team Ruby at first tried to, like, non lethally take down the people. And
It
that
did
didn't
not
work.
work out well.
Yeah, no, that didn't work out at all.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then they ended up fighting in the one shot. They also ended up fighting Lady Maria.
Hmm.
And they like
Hmm.
yeah. And
Did they ruin Lady Maria?
Lady Maria fucking wiped the floor with them.
As should be expected.
Yeah.
It was in part because as the author made it, the bloodborne weapons were particularly effective against aura shielding, which shouldn't be too much of a surprise.
I guess fair enough, but
But
How-
the other part was the fact that Lady Maria was trying to kill them, and they were trying to non-lethally hit Lady Maria. And they tried even harder when the one time that their non-lethal hit got a little bit lethal, they ended up cutting her, and they're like, oh shit, she doesn't have aura, we have to really be careful to not hurt her.
suddenly Fireblood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like even as a team, huntresses in training would still have trouble against most hunters from Bloodborne
Oh,
because those
absolutely.
hunters are used to dealing with
People.
large groups of
Yeah.
roughly humanoid-shaped people, and there are even some of them that specialize in fighting other hunters.
Well, not only that, they're also used to dealing with people who are going to be able to pull powers out of their asshole. Like, oh
Yeah.
wow, that person suddenly just turned into a giant werewolf and now can jump 3 buildings. Well, that's normal.
Yeah, and like just off the bat, every hunter that you fight in that game,
Yeah.
again, they're used to fighting people, period. Again,
Yeah.
that have bullshit power. Like Eileen. Eileen might
Pair
have
of
the hardest time just
hunters.
because she's up there in age. The
Yeah.
Crow of Canehurst, he'd screw them over in a heartbeat because he'd go for full lethal.
Yeah.
Lady Maria it was one of Garamond's best disciples. She should have no problem. Gascoigne, especially if they fight both versions, that one's going to be tough.
Yeah, honestly, I just the author did actually a great job with this whole. He wasn't trying to make it realistic, obviously. He was more using the crossover to make fun of Team Ruby because of their whole non-lethal approach to, like, oh, that person just ripped that other person's head off, but we gotta take them down gently because
Reasons.
it would be bad to kill a murderer who's drinking the blood of people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, this makes sense.
It's
Or
just-
it's murder is bad.
oh, he just grew 4 more arms and his face turned into a dog? Well, we still better take him down non-lethally because we can cure him with
Bullets.
something or some whatever.
I mean, it's very obviously just like keeping up the pretense of moral superiority.
Yes, I
In a
know
very
that was the point that I was trying to
left-wing
make. Is
way.
the author was making fun
Yeah.
of how Rooster Teeth basically tried to make them morally superior constantly through the show, but like
Yeah. Instead, they just like fucked up everything.
Also, they're
Um,
terrible people.
oh, another great moment was Emerald and what's her face? The big guy, Spiky McDude, punch her in the face, shit.
Woman Slayer 69.
Mercury?
No, the big guy, big arms.
So
What?
Hazel?
Hazel, yes, Hazel.
I don't know where you got spiky hair from.
I never said spiky
Spiky
hair.
arm.
I said
He
spiky,
said spiky
arms.
arm.
Oh,
Yeah.
spiky arm. I heard spiky hair for some reason. Like, that's... What?
Yeah, Hazel. So Hazel and Emerald also ended up in there, and as Team Ruby was fighting the Bloodstarved Beast at first with the Good Hunter, Emerald and Hazel were getting their shit mopped up by Lady Maria. Which is why they ended up fighting Lady Maria to save Emerald and Hazel, because Lady Maria was attempting to kill them.
Kill.
And because, you know, they have to be the heroes, and they can't let mass murdering terrorists get killed for some reason. So they save Emerald, and then Emerald blows the Good Hunter's head off. And they're just like, what?
Ah, yes. Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just like,
That makes sense, sure.
yeah. It's because the author was basically like, Emerald and Hazel were trying to kill Team Ruby, so anyone with Team Ruby they're also going to try and kill.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, you know, the Good Hunter doesn't have aura, so when Emerald puts a gun to their face and pulls the trigger, it shoots bullets into their face instead of a face shield. And it was just like, and then Team Ruby was like, what? Why did you kill her? Like, and they even had Emerald be like, because I'm trying to kill you? Like, what? Did you really just ask why the murderer tried to kill someone?
You legitimately brain dead.
It was good shit. I liked it. I'm satisfied though with it being a one shot, because honestly, as we'll see in this story, Bloodborne Ruby doesn't do too great being a meshed
Who could have seen this coming?
crossover, especially when the main characters are some form of naive tropey hero. The night is darkest just before the dawn, and the new dawn was coming. Please never start your sentences like that. Oh, never start a story with that kind of cringy one-liner.
Yeah.
The old hunter had been in this never-ending cycle far longer than he cared to remember. A long night would torture a poor hunter's soul before eventually starting anew. Whether they were able to see the light of the day would depend solely on their survival. Not their physical survival, of course, but their mental survival. One hunter that had passed through the dream even went on to say that there is nothing worse than a hunt. Add on a call of the beast blood, and the night can simply be too much for most. Oh yeah, one person went on to say that hunts suck. Yeah, one person. Only one.
Amazing.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure every fucking yarn.
Stunning and brave.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure anyone...
Ever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure anyone that was stuck in the dream hunting cycle would be like, wow, I fucking despise this by the end. Or that, or they're insane and they love it now. But,
Those guys would go to the nightmare.
yeah. Gurman, the first hunter of the workshop, tasked with guiding new hunters in the hunter's dream to fulfill whatever contract they had been given, knew that there were many different types of hunters that stalked the streets of Yharnam. Most of them shared certain traits or desires, the most common of them being the desire to end the hunt and get away from the city. Gurnam himself wished for nothing more than freedom from his eternal curse. As he sat atop the hill of flowers, he thought of the hunter of this specific night. A hunter whose contract seemed to be all but finished. A strange lass she was, even by hunter standards. The old hunter's musings were cut short as he heard the doll approaching. The good hunter will return soon. It appears she has successfully fulfilled her contract, said a completely emotionless yet soft voice. Well, then you know what to do when she gets back. Tell her I will be waiting, he said without looking towards her. Of course, she said as she walked off, leaving Gurman alone once more in the field of flowers. Eventually, the hunter stood before Gurman and bowed politely. Stand up straight, there's no reason to bow to me, he said before shaking his head slightly. Good hunter, you have done well. The night is near its end with the coming dawn. Now I will show you mercy. You will die. Forget the dream and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream. He said the same thing every time before he sent them off. The hunter shook their head slightly. Gurman, will the dream continue to exist after I am gone? She asked softly. I really hate adverbs to describe. I do. It's just a personal peeve of mine. It's like not something I recommend people not doing, but it is a personal peeve of mine that if you can't show the person, being concerned, don't just tack on at the end. They asked concernedly,
Yeah, that's kind of retarded.
Like, give the person fucking emotion. Like, Jesus Christ. Even games these days try to animate the faces, even if they're wildly off mark.
Mass Effect Andromeda be like.
I was more thinking the WoW cutscenes these days, where it's like the mouth is flapping like they're trying to consume a whole short rib rack.
Sneaky, come on. Have you seen some of the words that they have to say? Some of the villain names? They might as well be trying to eat a short rib rack. Behold, that is Amlahula Shadalika the Abominable!
Fair enough.
What? Did you have a fucking stroke, mate?
Minor
Yes.
one. It's required
he's
to say
Welsh.
the name.
He's Welsh.
Wow.
Truly, the most evil of curses. You must suffer a stroke to say his name.
The curse of
You
Welsh.
have- The curse of being Welsh,
Sneaky,
yeah.
he who should not be named. Not because his name is impronounceable or it'll summon him, but you basically have to have a stroke to get away with it.
Or he's Welsh and you summon a demon by accident.
Yes, of course. There's always that trouble. That's why the Welsh never expanded upon their territory.
Exactly.
I thought it was because they mostly relied on 100-pound longbows, which were great for murdering people, but
And they also mostly rely on sheep for repopulating, so
Oh my god. Well, it's not like anyone Welsh that'll ever watch this podcast, so I think we're fine.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Look, the Welsh are just like a scam from the English to sell more fucking sheep and road signs.
The Welsh are just a scam made by the English. Okay. Alright.
It's not the hottest of takes I've had on this podcast, and you know it.
It's not. Yes, this dream will still exist, along with the doll and myself. And this author has a really odd issue with capitalization and punctuation. I say odd because they're getting most of the punctuation right, but it's like more of the precision punctuation, I guess you could say. Like when they're saying a name in the middle of a dialogue, they should be putting commas because you're supposed to be like, you kind of pause when you say someone's name. Like,
Yeah.
hey, Atin. Like, because it's not like English is weird, but like it's just
English is very weird.
Well, like that's what they're missing. Like they're missing capitalizing the word hunter. They're missing capitalizing the word doll. It's just really weird. Like good hunter should be capitalized because it's a title.
Yeah.
But it's just not. He answered. Yeah, again, here's another situation of, yes, the dream will still consider along with myself, with the doll and myself, period. And then for some reason, the author then adds, he answered, period. It would be a comma there in that instance. Like, again, it's the minor stuff at this point, but I'm only nitpicking because, they're not making major fuck-ups. Truly, the dream itself, the doll, and himself were the only constants for as long as he'd been there. Okay. I guess I can see where they're coming from with that. And I take it another hunter will come along after me? She asked again, slightly wearing on the old hunter's patience. That is how it usually works. Each new night brings a new hunter to the dream, the first hunter said as he looked down at her. Now submit your life so that you may awaken from this hunter's dream. I would like to make another contract, she said, firmly surprising the old hunter. None of the other hunters who came through the dream ever wished to stay longer than they had to. I'm afraid that is impossible. No hunter has ever stayed in the dream after their contract is finished.
German, you are walking proof of that lie.
Well, no, he's
no,
bound by
he-
Luna?
Yeah, he has a separate
Luna?
contract of sorts. I think.
Yeah.
Flora.
It's moon presence.
Well, no,
or a-
Eileen used to be a moon hunter.
Did she call it ever Flora, or is it just the doll that called Flora the moon? Because
Yeah, I think
I
it's
don't
only the doll
believe
that ever
ever.
calls Flora the moon. But no, I'm saying Eileen used to be a contract, a moon contract hunter.
I think Jura was as well, though.
Yeah,
Could
but
be
like my
wrong with
point is that that statement is false. Is like no hunters ever stayed after the dream was over. It's like no, like clearly multiple hunters remember their life post contract, and they stayed in Yarnum. Like, I think I remember reading dialogue lines for Aline, and like she even mentions visiting the doll someday. So like, it's not apparently impossible to go revisit the dream after your contract is up. Just saying, if you're gonna like, so Bloodborne's one of those stories where you actually have to know a lot about Bloodborne. Like, you need to be maybe not Vadi Vidya levels of lore banned word,
You need to pay attention.
but yeah, you actually should probably look any of the shit you want to talk about up before you say it, because now you just look dumb because you're wrong. And it's not even one of the more obscure things in Bloodborne.
Oh,
because...
and the internet will not hesitate to inform you of how wrong you are and how stupid you are for being wrong.
Right, but there's like there's a limit where it's like you don't know about some sort of secret or some shit that like you can only get after you beat this one boss and get this one ring and then go back to this one area and do like a backwards backflip up onto this platform, and then only punch out this guy until he says a dialogue line. Like, it's understandable that you didn't get that one, but when you basically run into these people and they say their lines to you every single game, it's a little bit less secret, it's a little bit less excusable to not get that right, because it's kind of not hidden at all.
Yeah.
Eileen literally says, I'm here hunting deranged hunters because they made my experience in the dream a living hell.
Yeah.
Is basically the long and short of what she does and why she does it.
Yeah. And it's just like,
Leave the hunting
okay.
of hunters to me is one of her lines.
Yeah. It just like I'm
That's
getting
her
offended and I don't even play the fucking game. I will if it ever comes to PC though. Sony. Oh, speaking
You're
of
more
which, you
likely to
guys
get
heard about
Bloodborne
Sony
too.
and crossplay, right?
The
No.
fact that they don't do it?
The fact that they charge people money to have the
Oh,
ability
yeah, that.
to do it. And apparently the amount of money they charge to allow crossplay is so ridiculous that several games have just said fuck that, and instead of releasing on the PS4, released on everything else but Sony.
That's kind of weird.
I mean, it is reportedly a quite hefty sum.
Yeah, and it's just like, Sony, what the fuck? Like,
And the reasoning they give is, well, we have to make back the money that we would lose from people buying this just on the PS4 if you include crossplay.
yeah, like the reasoning behind this their stuff is just so dumb.
Well, no, like,
too.
I mean, I get it, right? They're basically saying, we will sell fewer copies of Destiny 2,
Right.
for example, on the PS4 by
If-
you enabling crossplay
Yeah.
because people want to play with their friends.
Right.
And so they'll either buy it twice or only buy it on the PS4, in which case we get money.
Yeah,
And basically they say to the developers, after all, you scratch our backs because after all, this only helps you because you don't care what platform they buy the game on.
I mean, which is true, which is fair enough, but it's kind of biting Sony in the ass now. Because there's a lot of shit not coming to the PS now.
Amazing.
Which is good.
Consequences?
Oh,
There's
yeah,
been a
well,
lot of
they
stuff
are
not going to PlayStation for a
No
while.
way.
No, I know that, Max, but it's like now in this day and age with a lot more indie titles, like the AAA companies would be the only ones that could even pay for crossplay, but they don't give a shit enough to pay for
Well-
crossplay.
And the worst part about this, though, is that like these are decisions being made now that the gaming headquarters was moved to California.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
that's part of the problem.
Sony Japan got closed down because they weren't making a large enough profit. Yeah. That one threw me for a loop when I heard about that.
Amazing.
All right then.
Let's see. He said slowly, standing up, "If you don't wish to submit, then it looks like tonight Gurman will join the hunt." The hunter took a step back. She knew he might not like the idea, but to get up and say something like that, "Gurman, please, listen." This is an incredibly important part where you definitely want to put commas in here, because instead of, "Gurman, please listen," it's, "Gurman, please listen." There's a big difference between the delivery on the bows. "I just wish to continue the hunt. I just wish to continue the hunt and slay another nightmare if necessary. I don't want to fight you if I don't have to." She had slain 2 over the course of the night. She had slain 2 hunters?
Nightmares.
2 nightmares? 2 owlbears? We don't know.
I'm just really confused about what she's slain 2 of, and one of them was relevant to her contract. Gurman just looked at her as he felt the power of the dream. I have the power of God and anime on my side. If you just
Sneaky, that's
submitted...
the power of the Basement Roadshow.
Indeed. "If you just submitted and let me free you, then this would be so much simpler," he said, drawing his burial blade and blunderbuss. The hunter sighed to herself, but she had been prepared for something like this. In her right hand was the blade of mercy, and in the left was Evelyn. Despite her handicap...
It's always a fucking Evelyn.
You know what?
I'm gonna
Why
hate the
don't-
next sentence. I feel like I'm gonna utterly despise the next sentence telling us what the handicap is.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Okay. Okay,
Go
author, what's
for it.
this handicap? Despite her handicap, she still survived the night and the hunt through strong insight and her proficiency in the arcane, so she was more than ready when she felt the power of the dream flowing through the old hunter. The hunters dashed at each other. The hunters dashed at each other's blades, going back and forth. Oh, they mean to put a comma there to tell us that there's the hunter blades. They're not dashing at the hunter blades. They're dashing at each other, and their blades are clashing back and forth.
Amazing.
This is the power of a comma. You know, it's the difference between helping your Uncle Jack off a horse and helping your Uncle Jack off his horse. Also, add power of emphasis, because it still sounds like it either way. The hunters dashed at blah 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 blah. They seemed to be at a stalemate. Okay, well, what's your handicap then? Gurman lifted the nose of his blunderbuss and fired it at the hunter, knocking her back. and then in a single fluid motion extended the barrel blade into its scythe form. Wait. I thought you had to, like, physically move the blade for that one.
So the way the barrel blade breaks down is the staff part folds in two, and you can pull the scythe blade itself off as a short sword.
Right.
So I don't know how he's extending this. The way he's describing it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I was fairly certain that the blade was like, you had, like, there's a whole big exaggerated animation for it where he, like, jams it into the staff and is like, all right, time for serious mode.
He jams it into. Oh,
It jams into the bottom, I think, and then he pulls it out and flips the hand, and the handle flips down while he's pulling it out again from the bottom.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have no idea what version of Bloodborne this author played, but clearly it's modded, and I'd like those mods to be shared.
Clearly, it's not the one anyone else saw. When the young hunter had recovered, she saw Gurman looking like he was about to lunge at her. So he was only looking like he was about to lunge. He wasn't about to lunge. He only looked like it. Interesting. When he did so, she lifted Evelyn. When he did what? When he looked like he was about to lunge? Okay, that's a little bit weird. I would have waited for him to lunge first before firing the gun at him, but whatever. She lifted Evelyn and fired it, staggering the old man out of his lunge. Oh, so he did lunge. That's weird. You should have mentioned that earlier, author. Seeing the familiar position, the young hunter went in to capitalize. No, you're not capitalizing any of these letters. But soon saw the blunderbuss back in his other hand. When did it leave his hand?
If it extends into
Yeah.
two, then it changes. Then it becomes a two-hander, and he stores it away.
Right, but the author never said that. They said in a single fluid motion, they extended the burial blade into its scythe form. They never said anything about the blunderbuss being put away, being dropped, him temporarily leaving, like, all it is he fires the gun's still pointed at Ruby, or I'm assuming Ruby, still pointed at the good hunter, and then in his other hand, he apparently just flicks the short sword into a scythe. And, like, no point in time did we ever learn that the blunderbuss was not still in his hand. But apparently it's back in his hand now. Everyone can rejoice. She narrowly rolled out of the way of the shot, then felt his presence behind her. Nothing personal, kid. But she didn't move quick enough and was knocked away by the burial blade, now in its sword form. What?
What?
Excuse me?
Why is it in its sword
Wait.
form again? Like, it was in its scythe
Well-
form.
Well, you see, Sneaky.
Wait, did they think the sword form extends?
It's entirely possible.
Who knows?
Have they
Yes.
confused the burial blade with Ludwig's holy blade?
No,
Wait,
I-
that
sword
still
into a
doesn't
sheath.
make
No,
sense.
I think what they are doing is they're like, he extends it into scythe, he goes for the lunge fails, and so it's back in its short sword form, like it was some sort of animation cancel, effectively.
Amazing.
Yo, I wish there was more animation canceling in Bloodborne.
Can I just get a platinum mod for Bloodborne? Can I have that?
I am
Please.
really plat.
Well, there's
All right,
already
guys,
an entire
good news.
combo.
Platinum's doing the remake for Bloodborne.
Oh. Well, there's an entire combo system based around the trick weapons, so like there's legitimately different combos that play out depending on when you swap it or not.
Yep.
See, I just
Yeah.
really, really want a game to at some point have passionate developers like Platinum who know how to make a joke, and they allow you to coat someone in oil at some point, and then you have the
Oh, no.
literal option
Oh,
to
fuck.
like toss a cigarette or a cigar on them to light
Oh,
them on
oh,
fire.
never mind. I thought you were gonna say something different.
Yeah, I know you did.
Coat them in oil, wait for it to rain. They start flying.
Indeed.
Problem science.
But I just want the little details like that. I want the little shit posts like that because I know the Platinum put the whole fucking cigar smoking thing being like a distraction in the game, like that was an actual usable move. In that one game, was it? What was that game, Max? You remember it? Legendary?
No, not legendary. Vanquish.
Vanquish.
Toss
Yes.
away the cigar.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, I'm being shot at by this big robot, but right now I'm gonna smoke this cigar real quick.
I love the logic behind it too, because the robots use infrared. So, oh hey, there's suddenly a new hot target running over
Right,
that
and
way.
then you throw
Shoot
the
it.
cigar and the missile hits the cigar instead, and you're just like, I love this game.
It's the
Fuck these
stupidest thing,
flares.
and I
use
loved
cigar.
watching it.
Vanquish
All
is
pilots
such
are
a
just
fun
smoke.
game.
Wait, so how do I sprint? Gets onto knees as rockets extend from feet. Oh, okay. Alright.
Speed.
Oh,
I
God, that
love
game
this.
has such a good final fight. Like, all right, we're just gonna unlock all the limiters. You're gonna what?
Oh god.
Now, this might kill you, or it might turn you into a badass. What? What are the chances? We're not sure.
Fuck if we know.
I genuinely loved that game. That was such a silly game. Let's see. So anyway, yeah, animation
I should
canceled.
play
when
that
she-
game again. That's a short game. It's like 4
It
to 6
is.
hours.
Yeah. When she stood
Platinum's-
again.
But Platinum's just good about like, okay, your first playthrough 8 hours. Your next few playthroughs like 4, because everything's compact now that you know what you're doing.
Yeah. When she stood again, she was mildly aware of the gash in her side and decided it would be best to stay as healthy as possible.
I
Hmm.
the fuck
Okay.
is this person on about?
So basically they got stabbed by the barrel blade, and they're like, I should be healthy.
Wow. Yes, I will eat a salad now. Thank you very much.
Skyrim be like.
Hold on.
Wheels of cheese.
God, I've got to. Oh, I just been stabbed in the stomach. Hold on. Begins horking cheese wheels.
I've consumed 50 cheese wheels. Bro, that was like 200 pounds of cheese. I know. And I'm still
I won't be
hungry.
able to shit
Yeah.
for a week, but I'll kill this dragon.
The dragon's just like, bro, holy shit, what the fuck? That man
gonna
just
do
ate
the
his weight in
overeat.
cheese. Some of the blood gems she found in the labyrinth, only fools would use those. I'm assuming she's talking about the low HP, more damage, more crit gems.
I would not know because there's like 300 plus types of gems.
Fair. All I'm doing is I'm basing my knowledge off of how in other Soulsborne games there's usually a ring or a spell of some sort that's like if you're
Yeah.
at less than 10% HP, you do more damage, or you have bigger parry, or you have etc. etc.
Yeah, there is that.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that was some sort of thing, but like
It is a thing, but
it's an odd
blood-
commentary to have in the middle of a life or death fight.
from the way
Some of
that
these
they're
blood gems would be
saying it,
really bad for me. What? Is that
I should
relevant to this
start
fight?
crack
Are you
cocaine.
using them? No. Why bring it up?
the way that it's worded is is saying that it, she does not use blood gems at all, which is a weird thing to say to begin with. And you would always use blood gems, even if it's just the little ones,
Right.
because they just make your weapon sharper or have more weight, etc.
Right. Right.
Unless you're Gray playing the game for the 17th time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, even I use them.
Done.
But yeah, still. Anyway, it's sort of like it's the way. So this is actually relevant to writing that Gray and I are currently doing with the Undying Scarab. I'm currently editing the Malygos versus Taylor fight, and Taylor is getting a lot of personal internal narrative monologuing going on during this fight because she's not actually fighting Malygos. She's teleporting from location to location as he blows up the previous location. So she has.
To be fair, that's about how it should go when you fight him.
Yeah, pretty
Yes.
much, right. Hey, Max, do your job.
Oh, which job?
The one where you ban
Disband.
people.
Ah, another bot has shown up, huh?
Yes.
Fuck out of here.
And during this fight, she's having a lot of time to basically be like, okay, how the fuck do I fight this guy? You know, explosion, teleports to the next place. Okay, I gotta really figure this one out. Teleports to the next place, explosion. Okay, so he's doing this thing, teleports next place, explosion. It's like we've actually have this monologue that's going on as she's running around trying not to get death lasered.
Or
And-
crushed under 100 tons of dragon.
Right. And so it actually works because unlike in the games we play or like this shit right here, she's not actually actively fighting. She has like minutes of time in between each attack. Well, not minutes, but you know, she has time in between each attack where someone isn't actively trying to stab her or shoot her in the face every single second. And so she has the time to sit there and think. Not super long, but you know, she has time to think. This is the sort of like shit where it's like, you know, you're being shot at by someone, and say let's use some real life shit going on. Say you're being shot at by someone, and you shoot your gun back at them, and then you have to reload your pistol or your rifle or whatever, and you just sit there as you're like looking at your gun and your magazine that you're about to load in. You're like, man, I sure am glad I bought the black cap, 5.56 to put in this gun for this fight. I made sure to especially prepare for a long period of time. Like, you're just sitting there fucking monologuing as you're being shot at. And it's like, bro.
You gotta get in the sponsor spot though, Sneaky.
What?
This magazine is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Right, this magazine is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Let me tell you all about Raid Shadow Legends and Illa's fight. Yeah, pretty much. It's just like, what? Why are you monologuing in the middle of a fight where someone's trying to stab you? Those end really quickly. Despite what Hollywood likes you to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A fight is usually a couple minutes max.
Oh, Jesus
Seconds,
Christ.
honestly.
Seconds, yeah.
Depending.
No, you fucking Christ, minutes? Holy shit. Maybe if like the war, like the battle can go on for like an hour, but like
That's what I meant more as a fight.
yeah, it's sort of like a football scenario.
Maybe
Yeah,
half a minute.
It's sort of like a football scenario in where, you know, the football game itself goes on for an hour, but the actual amount of time in between breaks that each player is participating in is like 15 to 30 seconds at most in between each play.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're going on for a literal hour. It lasted an hour, but they're actually only playing for an actual 6 minutes or something, whatever the statistic is. But anyway, so pushing that into the back of her mind, she pulled out a blood vial and injected it into herself, feeling the uncomfortably familiar pain before it sealed her wound. After another moment or two of circling each other, the hunter decided to holster Evelyn and split the blades of mercy apart. holding one in each hand, as opposed to like this is just so as someone who took technical writing, I like details, but details like this aren't important. If you're holstering the weapon in your left hand, and then you're taking the weapon in your right hand, and you're splitting it in half, it's kind of assumed that you're holding each half of the weapon in each hand. Instead of like your mouth, or between your legs, or on your feet or something. Like, it's kind of implied in the statement. It's like saying, I went to check on my windshield wiper, so I got out of the car. It's like, yeah, it's kind of implied you're getting out of the car to check on your windshield wiper.
Imagine that.
You don't need to tell us twice. A more
What,
aggressive
you guys
plan.
can't do it from inside the car, bro. Cringe.
Yeah, I just punched through my window to, you know.
Yeah, just like fucking reach your hand through the glass. Who cares, dude?
A more
It's good.
aggressive plan might be helpful here.
Thanks, Navi. Very cool.
Yeah. She thought as she activated the old hunter bone. German also activated his quickening ability. The two hunters then blurred towards each other. So I was joking when I said by the power of God in anime, but no, that's literally
Yeah,
what it
that's
is.
the
an
author
actual
wasn't
thing.
joking.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah, I'm aware quickening is a thing. I'm just saying, they're literally having them blur towards each other and like clashing with blades to blur away.
Yeah, the clashing part is not a thing, but it mostly a hunter will try and dodge every single goddamn thing thrown at him because
Yeah, realistically, you'd be
Come here.
mad retarded if you actually clashed your sword together with someone else's. That's how you break swords.
Yeah, it is.
Surprisingly, swords can't handle a lot of damage. Well, surprisingly to some, maybe.
Well, I mean, not surprising to some people who know, but another thing that a lot of people don't really understand is that the average weight of a short sword, as they're properly called, or an arming sword, the one-handed swords, is that the average weight of them is about 3 to 4 pounds.
Yeah.
They're not
They're not
heavy. Like they weigh as much as your phone. In some
Maybe
cases.
not. Maybe, if you have a 4-pound phone, that's concerning.
Hey man, we don't talk about those days anymore, but
Alright, yeah.
goddamn bricks.
Yeah, well, alright, that's fair, but like, who the fuck actually still uses one of those?
Quite a few people, unfortunately.
I know a few, yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe they should stop doing that.
But it's the same like logic as to why people are like, oh yeah, warhammers, a big old slab of metal at the end of a stick, and it's like, yeah, warhammers were actually just a really long ball peen pen, hammer.
Yeah, people.
Because it turns out that people can't really reliably swing around 50 pounds of metal at the end of a stick.
Could have seen this coming.
Yeah, who could have seen that coming?
Better at the gym, bro. Come on.
Do you even lift? Oh god. Unfortunately for the first hunter, his prey was faster than he given her credit for. She appeared behind him.
Teleports behind you.
Stab.
kid.
Nothing personal, kid.
This is the second fucking time someone's teleported behind them. She
You're
appeared
already
behind
dead.
him and started unleashing a flurry of quick attacks on his back, making him grunt in pain. The next thing the young hunter knew was that she had been knocked back by something. Focusing
no.
back on her opponent, she felt even more power being drawn into his body, and his form started to grow brighter.
He used quick attack. It was not very effective.
Apparently not. No. This might make things more difficult, she thought with a frown. When she saw him move again, it was easy to tell he was faster than before, and had already switched the burial blade back to its scythe form. Of course. The next thing she knew, he had jumped into the air and was about to come back down at her, but she had seen attacks like this before, specifically from an old executioner. Like, again, this is narrative that isn't really... It's not, I'm not saying it's not needed, because it is needed, but it's being paced in the wrong way. It would be better to mention, like, if you really need to say, like, mention shit like, oh, it's from an old executioner, she'd seen stuff like this before. It'd be better to line that up with, oh, she's seen attacks like this before. You know, she dodged backwards from an old executioner. It wouldn't get her again. You have to mix the action into the monologue during a high-paced fight. This isn't an anime where, you know, an attack happens, they talk a bunch, think a bunch of shit, have a flashback or two, then another attack happens.
You get PTSD, you know.
This also isn't the
It's
games
not
we
Dragon
play.
Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have like 18 chapters for this one fight scene. It's not Dragon Ball.
Exactly. That's just why I don't read Dragon Ball fanfics, because I really don't want to have to spend 20 years waiting for the first fight to be done.
I don't think I've actually ever read a Dragon Ball fanfic.
I haven't.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
They exist.
Yeah,
Oh, they
think
definitely
they do.
exist, yeah.
of
Yeah.
course. Why wouldn't they exist? Because
Indeed.
God has been dead for a very long time.
Point so. Neats killed her.
Yeah. Damn Germans.
Putting the Blades of Mercy, like, for some reason, again, Blades of Mercy is just randomly not capitalized now. Back together, she palmed something from inside her bag and waited for the right moment. Right before he was about to reach her, she held out and focused on the item in her hand. And when she did, tentacles shot out of her hand. Wait, what?
What?
Herbaceous.
Kinky.
Right, I know, but the author never said she held anything out. It just said she waited.
Held
Said
out.
she
Yeah,
found
she just.
something, right?
Huh?
Yeah, but she held out and focused onto the item in her hand. Like I understand what he's trying to do.
Oh, they're saying she held the item out and then focused on it. I see.
Yeah. And she did something and then something else with X item.
Yeah, that's not how
But,
the English
like,
language works.
I mean, technically it's correct. It's just really, really
It's actually
unintuitive.
technically not correct. Because if you're going to be doing an action with an object, the and signifies the additional action you're doing with the object. You can't say you're doing an action and then an action and then the object. It's action, object, then also action.
Oh,
Mm. Not sure I agree, but all right.
Well, I'm the American here, so
Yeah,
might
that
know a
doesn't
little
say,
bit
but
more. Yeah, I know
judging
it.
from
I
the
know it
state of
doesn't say
education
much.
system, no, it doesn't.
I'm aware. I'm aware that the vast amount of Americans here have definitely harmed my ability to claim anything on that one. But
Yeah,
I blame it all on nose.
I assure you, from the fact that Max is not
Understandable.
correcting me, it means I'm actually probably correct.
damn.
Actually, Max is partially zoned out trying to do 4 things at once because I can't multitask for the life of me. Most of what you said is
Understandable.
correct, though. I haven't heard anything that would make me go, hang on. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she did, tentacles shot out of her hand and completely stopped the approaching hunter's attack, leaving him in a kneeling position. Ah, yes, I see. So she used tentacles to make him kneel.
Ooh, kinky.
I don't like where
Yeah,
this is
that-
going.
That's unfortunately an actual thing.
I'm not surprised. Not wanting to miss
Yeah.
another opportunity, she quick-stepped towards the still downed hunter. He's not downed, he's just kneeling. That's really not downed. That's actually quite capable of still doing actions. and reared her hand back before shoving it into his chest and then ripping it back out, sending blood and guts flying everywhere. Wait, but in the chest?
Visceral attacks are fucking weird.
Guts in the chest?
Yeah.
Ah, yes. I too have my
Hello?
stomach located right beneath my sternum.
Biology called. They want you to fuck off.
See, this is actually shit I get angry about, where they do this whole like, I don't know biology, but game mechanics showed guts coming out when I stabbed someone in the heart, so therefore guts are in the heart.
Yes.
It's like, no, you.
I mean, that's where they're located.
Like literal room temperature take.
Well, I mean, Sneaky. If pee is stored in the balls, then why can't the guts be stored in the heart?
You know what? You actually got me on that one. I don't have a rebuttal.
Exactly. That's just science, mate.
Just trust in the science.
Exactly. Believe in the experts.
Yes, indeed. Though the power of the dream was still supporting him, it didn't look like he was. It didn't look like he was hanging on by much. It's really awkward. If the ragged and pained breathing was anything to go by. Again, commas. He slowly got back to his feet to see the other hunter holding her hands together in the air. Did she wave him like she didn't care?
It's a call beyond.
I know. The
Oh,
air
yeah,
around
alright,
her.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
He is in fact American.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He is.
See, this is what I'm talking about with room temperature IQ.
Yeah.
The air around her shimmering white. His eyes widened in realization when he saw the light burst outward in all directions. He did his best to avoid the arcane attack, but with the injuries he had already sustained, he wasn't able to avoid all the homing-like attacks. Well, if they're homing, you can't avoid them. As much as she didn't want to do it, she had learned many times the fate that awaited her if she were to hesitate on killing someone. With that in mind, she dashed towards the man again as he slowly stood up from the attack. Wait, when did he fall over? In a fluid movement, she attacked while splitting the blades again and then stabbed him right to where his heart was. The heart she ripped out? Not really sure that's much of a weak point anymore, sweetheart. You kind of removed it from the body. There isn't a lot left there to stab anymore.
Really, there's like something.
I mean, okay. The night and the dream were long, he muttered as his body fell to the ground one last time. I never wanted to fight you like we did, but you didn't want to listen to my request. Or maybe you couldn't, she said as she looked to something that didn't disappear along with the rest of his body. She found the old hunter badge in the hands of one of the messengers who was trying to hand it to her. She took the badge and added it to the others. Then she looked down at the burial blade still laying on the ground. With a sad smile, she bent down and picked it up before disassembling it back into the folded staff and sword. I hope that, like Lady Maria, your spirit may finally find peace, she said softly. Then she turned towards the moon. If she remembered right, the doll called the moon Flora. Flora, I want to make a deal. So this is another thing that it's like, they're so adherent to the game mechanics until it's no longer convenient for them for the game mechanics to take place. It's like, when you kill Gurnam and you haven't consumed the umbilical cords, the moon just turns you into the next Gurnam.
Presence just comes down.
Oh
Don't
my
hold
god.
you.
What the actual fuck did I just find?
I don't know. Like, there's no,
Oh my
like,
God.
pause, there's no, like, delay going on. Like, I've seen the videos and shit, it's like, boom,
Immediately when Gurnham dies.
yeah. So, there's no real time to be like, oh, I want to make a deal with you. It's like, no, it's not how that works. And then suddenly this author's like, yeah, well, I only care about game mechanics, so as long as I have to not write, you know, logically and creatively. What the fuck did the Earth experience? What the fuck is this?
It's fucking
YouTube?
something. All
What?
it's fucking something. All right.
What?
Oh no!
I don't wanna click
Look
this.
at the
Oh
look at the
no!
chapter title.
All of the longer I look at this, the worse it gets.
Look at the chapter titles. Then look at the fucking word count.
I would like to point out that the story I wrote while drunk still has more favorites than this story. And this story
Well,
has 137 chapters.
Almost 600k fucking words. And it's
Oh.
literally just Ruby watch YouTube vids.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, I have one recommendation for this author. Please use an M18 Claymore landmine as a pillow. Thanks.
I don't know. I feel like that would be uncomfortable. It wouldn't make a very good pillow.
That's the
There's so much in here that is actually like mouth frothing for me.
Yeah,
Like
I don't want us to go through it
no
on
spacing,
the podcast.
no
Yeah.
spacing, no punctuation. Like punctuation apparently does not require having a space after it, so it's just one giant fucking block. It's just like this is a fucking dialogue paragraph of different people talking.
Look, alright, Sticky. The whole thing is just like line by line YouTube videos with
Oh.
commentary from
I'm-
the Ruby gang.
I'm aware.
Yeah,
English. My English are not perfect.
My English am not the greatest, but I know you're still dumb.
God.
This is the only story they have ever written. Oh, it's because they made
Wait.
a separate account
Yeah, you know what?
specifically to write this.
Wow, that's amazing.
They also, like a
I'll put the
fucking
link.
dumbass, tried to
The link.
post links in their profile.
Yeah, hang on, I'll look.
Yeah, somehow I don't think Elite Dangerous has anything to do with this.
Yeah, I only found one guy on FFN called Nova Force. He was active back in 2012 to 2014 and wrote 4 My Little Pony stories. Apparently went to Summer BronyCon 2012 and loved it.
Of course.
Yeah, I think I found that one, My Little Pony, yeah.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
I guess I'll never figure out what his other work is.
Wait, hang on.
Hello, Isley. Yeah, so, Flora, I want to make a deal. Hearing the call and watching the fight, Flora revealed herself, blah, blah, blah. Moon descended, all the same, blah. Blah, blah, blah. It wasn't horrifying, blah, blah, blah. Great one, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Hunter, what deal could you offer me? Wow, this is the moon literally speaking to,
Wait.
the hunter. Hunter, what deal can you offer me? It wasn't my intent when I came to speak with Gurna, but now that he's dead, I would like to continue the hunt connected to the dream. Meanwhile, I will act as a guardian of the dreamscape. You literally don't have an option in that. Actually, that's just mandatory.
That's just you're just there now.
It's
Just your
like
job description.
it's like you're like
I'm
you're
not trying
like
to tell you this, but you don't actually have a choice.
Yeah, that's like you know, you're at a bank and someone's like pointing a gun at you, and they're like, "Give me all the money," and you're like, "Oh, hold on, I have a deal for you. I'll give you all the money." And it's
Wait,
like,
oh my god, Sneaky.
yeah, that wasn't part of.
Sneaky, that Earth experience thing, it gets worse. The author self-inserted himself into the story, and apparently hates gay people.
What?
That isn't a joke, by the way. I'll screen cap the relevant part because it includes some non-Twitch friendly language.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Why?
Now that's a question. The answer?
Hold
God.
on. So what chapter was this from?
71.
What was the title of that chapter?
Fucking Sonic 06 fandom. It's about like 30% down the page.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
15%. Yeah.
Dude, why you hate gay people? Wait. Wait, but this is the fandom. Like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, but like the non-bolded parts are just commentary. The bolded
Right,
parts are the
I
actual
know,
thing.
but that's my point though. Is like this is a fandom. This is people making fun of it. Like this
Yeah.
isn't canon stuff, but he's talking about the video as if it was a canon translation.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
he
like-
did self-insert himself into his own Ruby story, which is just, like, already retarded enough.
I mean, yeah, okay, you know what? That's that's fair
Like-
enough. Yeah.
Him at this point, him being able to see that context, yeah, doesn't surprise
Yeah,
me at
it
all.
might go over him. The room temperature IQ might be a little bit too low.
Yeah, room temperature measured in Celsius, of course.
Yeah, always measured in Celsius.
25 degrees at most.
If ruins it for the ones. Wait, what? Wait,
Yeah.
wait, this is such a mixed fucking message.
I see no problems here. Please continue.
It happened to some people I knew. Yeah, they caught the gay.
Sorry, kid. Looks like you would have caught the gay. I'm afraid it's contagious and terminal.
Oh my god. What the fuck? Wait. Wait, so you've done... What?
Apparently very religious.
It just keeps going.
Oh my
It's
god.
one of the reasons why I didn't like Kill the Kill.
It gets worse. Or better, I guess.
On Remnant, it's normal for that to happen. Actually, honestly, it'd be the opposite, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's a sin. I read the
Apparently
Bible.
this self-insert is actually Jesus. Because it's I know what my dad said, capitalized.
Oh yeah,
I'm
no,
his
I completely
son,
fucking missed that the first time. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The author is literally saying he is Jesus Christ.
I see no problems here.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. This is getting very religious, Yanks. What the fuck? Wait, you didn't like Kill the Kill, said John? Wait, why would John have watched Kill the Kill? How?
No, that's a question. Also, he's watched Dragon Ball Z. for some reason.
This story is written to care, body count, large people die, most of them children, but she helped save the world. Yeah, blah blah. You have a point. She's basically Vegeta. Wait. What is this fucking social commentary injected into a fucking shit post?
No, that's a question. Well, calling
Now,
it a shit post, I don't know if I would.
it's a
Those are-
shit post, as it is said. You know,
True.
It's not
Yeah.
a shit post. It's a shit post.
That is fair. I'll give you that. I'm gonna see.
What are these
I'm gonna just
fucking
read through
reviews? Oh my
Yeah.
god, the reviews!
I'm going deep, dude. I'm gonna see
What?
how far this goes.
Oh.
Oh, shit, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, well,
Godspeed, Atin.
Godspeed indeed. Well, fuck. Anyway, so, Atin's gonna be stepping out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty pressing.
Yeah. Understandable.
So back to the funny, and we can all go back to laughing and not crying at the state of this world. I hope Ruby was joking when she said fat shaming was bad. This is chapter 137. In my opinion, fat shaming is good. These fucking reviews, man.
Yeah. They're kind of based, honestly. Look at the guest review
Yeah,
there.
the guests are making some reviews, yeah. Oh man, these are reviews. Oh no, someone made a Ruby abridged, but Ruby is already basically abridged.
True. Oh my god.
Is it just like,
I'm just gonna open some random profiles from this thing and just go deeper into the shit story rabbit hole.
oh my god, it's like the same fucking person, they're just leaving reviews everywhere.
Yeah, fucking game lover. Also no fire killer. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This thing is like way too fucking recent. Like it started back in March 2019. And some of these videos are like 10 years old, if not more.
Yeah.
Like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah, it's a little bit,
Oh no, there's someone there suggesting, can you make the Ruby cast react to Ruby crossover fanfiction?
oh god, reading stories are honestly the worst.
Yeah, well, I mean, in both ways of reading that sentence. Reading stories, the worst. Reading stories, also the worst.
Fair. I would like to continue the hunt, connect to the dream, email, blah 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 blah.
There's
do you
been
wanna
a
continue
change
to
of
hunt?
plans. They got his wallet and his keys, so I am still leaving.
Yeah.
But I'm leaving to watch the front door with a goddamn bat.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough. Chicago moment.
Yeah, Chicago moment indeed. But why? So again, this is the great one, by the way. Speaking here, why would you want to continue hunt? No sane individual would commune with one of us to do that. This is a great one talking, by the way. So like, you know, those creatures that are like so
Oh.
far beyond mortal understanding that you can't actually even understand what they say to you.
Oh my
Um,
god.
They're talking about being sane and
Just look at this guy's
Actually, if
fucking profile.
anything, wouldn't there be a moment of like, oh wow, finally a sane mortal? Yeah, we'd love to have another like.
yeah. Also, the author doesn't really understand orange-blue morality, so
Oh. Of course, this guy fucking Fairytale the Dragon Slayer.
Oh, of course he loves Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer.
Yeah,
doesn't
I'm on
understand what?
one of those reviewers' profile right now, and
Oh,
he wrote like a literal legal document about some bullying group on fanfiction. That's
I love
not a
how he's
joke.
written. I love how he's written 4 stories, but there's 7 fandoms, meaning at least 3 of those stories are crossovers.
Yeah, they are. There's 3 crossovers, 1 non-crossover. The fuck is Loud House?
Never heard of it, but it's probably really dumb shit.
Yeah. Hang on. Ah. Of course, Nickelodeon cartoon. That explains it. From 2015. Oh god.
Yeah, can't be good. Should I lie to you? No, I will not lie to you. It would be counterproductive to lie to you. I don't like Yarnum. I don't like its people. As an outsider, I'm already hated. It's not to fulfill my thirst for blood, because bloodthirst is dangerous. Deep down, I wished that my illness was cured, and while the blood didn't help my condition, the hunt allowed me to adapt. So if I leave and forget the dream, I would probably regress to how I was before. So I want to stay to continue because I am selfish. What an interesting creature! That's not interesting at all. That's literally like, if you're a cripple and you enter into a coma world where you're not a cripple, and then the doctors somehow are able to contact you in coma world, Hollywood movie style, and they're like, come on, leave the coma and join us in the real world. And you're like, well, why the fuck would I do that? I'm not a cripple here. Why would I go back to the real world and just like not be able to do things anymore? That's dumb. Why would I do that? And the doctor's like, wow, that's such an interesting position to hold, is being able to do things? What? Okay, hold on. That's a clever title.
The title is okay. The content,
Oh, I'm
I'm
sure
offended.
Okay, look, I'm sure the content's garbage. All I'm saying is, if it's all fair in love and war, then what are we fighting for? That is a clever combination of 2 different titles. That is
True.
actually good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not half
Not-
bad for a title.
Not saying the title's bad. I'm saying it's like
content,
the
I'm aware.
package. The total
Yeah.
package of it is fucking awful.
It's a really, really nice box that contains just a giant turd. Yeah, I know.
There's like a nice bow on top of a shit pile,
Yeah.
essentially.
And what if I were to chain your spirit here like I did with the old man, to forever prevent you from returning to the waking world? Well, then I will consume a great one's umbilical cord.
Okay, what the actual fuck? Is there like a trend in the Percy Jackson community of having all lowercase titles?
Yeah,
Because I've seen like literally 18 of them by now.
it's possible there might be. I wouldn't know why, because Percy Jackson never set that sort of trend. But it's possible
Yeah.
some sort of internal community stupid thing happened, and now that's what they do.
Yeah, it seems like it's mostly the same people doing it, but like
Yeah, that doesn't shock
there's
me
like
at
at
all.
least four or five of them.
I consumed the Great One umbilical cords, and they've granted me stronger insight. And by consuming all of the Great One umbilical cords, I have gained the ability to match you in a 1v1. It's my only theory. It is only a theory that entered my mind after I consumed the last umbilical cord. But we can test it now if you desire. And then the Great One is like, wow, you are truly a unique individual. There is no need to test the fight. I can sense it inside you. Yarnum and her and people no longer need a hunter like you, but there is another place that you can hunt. There, the moon was destroyed long ago, and it has been in an eternal nightmare since. The beasts you will find will not be like the ones in Yarnum, but you must figure that out on your own. A place with a destroyed moon. Are you telling me this place is another world you're sending me to? Another world, on a different plane of existence. That's right, the hunter's dream is a different plane of existence. It's connected to Yarnum, but is it possible those pillars like this one lead to different places, different planes of existences? That's an opportunity I'm giving you, mortal. With this world's shattered moon, my presence is not strong. But if there is a moon, then I am there. Do you accept this contract to slay an eternal nightmare? The moon presence asked. That was what she asked for, yes, but not in the way she imagined. I would like for the doll to travel with me to this new dream. I can't help new hunters in the way that she can. And you said the hunter, me isn't needed in this dream. So it's right to assume that you no longer need the doll here? No.
Oh no. I found a new fucking fanfiction Discord. Should I send that to the
What?
Russian?
Wait, that makes no fucking sense. What is this logic chain? You don't need me here, so the doll doesn't need to be here. No, the doll would be useful to help new hunters. What? What is these leaps of logic going on here? Very well, the doll will join you, but if you visit the dream, you will need to make your own lanterns. What? Gurnum made all of the lanterns in Yarnum, so it is your responsibility to make the ones in this new place. Do not expect kindness, and do not disappoint me. What kindness? Wait. What? I am so thoroughly fucking confused by what this author is trying to say.
Yeah.
I know a few people that have tried making Ruby abridged. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I feel for you. Well,
how
know.
many of us
I mean-
said that at the same time?
I was
yeah.
almost about to say it. It's like, nah, Sneaky's got this.
I mean, whatever. Who cares? It's Isley.
I mean, honestly, the only person that I've ever seen actually finish an abridged series was Helsing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Team 4-Star might be the only ones to have actually finished an abridged series.
Yeah. Well.
Oh no, Sal.
Technically, they
you don't-
finished
you don't
No,
count one, so-
Team Mouthwash. They finished the first season of Sal. That counts, right?
Did it? I mean,
Uh,
I guess.
well, I mean, just like, no, I mean, like, they've decided this is the end of the abridged series. We've left it with an actual closed ending.
Okay, that's
Because
fair. Yeah.
Team 4-Star also ended Dragon Ball Z abridged. Like, honestly,
Oh, did
the
they?
way we wrote it, it can just stop.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough.
They stopped. So now they have like little shorts of like,
Oh,
if we were to
okay.
continue to the Boo saga, here's a bunch of little things we would have written in as ideas as the like 2 to 5 years between that.
So
gonna be right
was what I heard was because I used to work with someone who's a big Team 4-Star fan, and they constantly complained about how Team 4-Star basically strung their audience along, saying they were working on the next part of Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and then they never got around to posting it, and then they just randomly announced the end of Dragon Ball Z Abridged instead of posting a bunch of short videos.
Yeah, so they did say that they were gonna do the Boo saga next, but then they realized that, like many people, because this is also what Toriyama wanted, was the Cell saga was supposed to be the final thing.
Right.
But again, they wouldn't let Toriyama quit, and it's like, all right, again, he keeps escalating because they keep offering him enough money to get him back, but he still wants to retire, but he can't retire. So they decided they would just end it at the Cell Saga, which is what the initial intended ending was. Kind of like looking at Bleach, like this should have ended after Aizen.
Right.
with Bleach. It's a
right.
very similar situation.
Fair
Except,
enough.
they don't hate Toriyama's guts like they hated Kubo. I think it's Kubo.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
Kubo's
because
guts.
unlike Toriyama, Kubo like went above and beyond, and like only recently has gotten to the really stupid area of stuff that I've seen, like saying Blue God Ultra Instinct mode or whatever. But like with Kubo, I don't know if they made him come back and make more, or if he just wanted to keep making more or something. But the last arc is the dumbest shit in existence and basically shoots holes throughout the entire plot narrative of the entire rest of the story. And then the epilogue is literally Ichigo's kid is now the one true god. And it's like, what? Just like, wait, fucking what? Yeah, it just got weird, and it's just that's why people hate Kubo, because at least Dragon Ball Z never was like, oh yeah, actually, Goku is the creator of everything, and is the Almighty now. Like, yes, they're getting to stupid levels of power, but they're still like, Goku is Goku, and not like some omnipotent, omniscient being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not wrong.
Yeah. So,
But
one.
again, he kept trying to end it. They kept saying no, so he had to keep escalating. So.
Which, I mean, he handled the escalation fine. Yeah, so.
Well, part of it is he keeps trying to escalate because he keeps trying to set like, guys, if it goes any further than this, it's just gonna get dumber.
And they say we don't
And
care.
they called his bluff.
Here's
called his
more
bluff.
money.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, yeah.
No.
Like,
Whatever.
listen, the highest level of power we've seen that like anyone can achieve, not just Saiyans, Ultra Instinct. It's a really interesting concept. Like, it really is, but again, it's just so stupid because he keeps trying to stop them from having him make more. But he keeps making them money.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's weird how that works. So what are the details of this special mission the headmaster wants us to go on? Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Professor Ozpin, blah blah, strange disturbance, Emerald Forest, blah 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 blah. What? What the fuck? Author's note. I'm not sure why I'm describing the girls by their hair color, since everyone knows who Team Ruby is already.
Alright, well.
And
That's-
author's
On
note.
one hand, he has a point. On the other hand, shoot yourself.
Yeah, like
So
this
he
is.
takes
Yeah. Yeah.
he
So
takes the time to acknowledge it
Yeah.
instead of just
Doing it?
not doing it. Yeah.
Amazing.
Like, it's one thing to have a character do something stupid and then have the character be like, why did I do that? That was dumb. That's, like, fine. But if you, as an author, write something and then go, wow, that was dumb, I'm going to now write in an author's note in the middle of the story, man, that thing I wrote earlier was pretty dumb. Why did I do that? And then I'll publish it. And it's like, bro, you literally acknowledged what you did was wrong, and then you didn't change it anyway, and you left the author's note calling yourself out on it in as well. Like, what? Again, I can sort of get you making these self-depreciating notes in like the rough draft where you're like, brackets. Why did I fucking do that? That was such a stupid sentence. And then you're like, well, I can't change it because I can't find anything better. And then you delete all the bracketed stuff before you post the story. But you just published the book with all the fucking notes scribbled in the margin. Thanks, Weiss. Now I was about to say blah blah words and blah words crap. And okay, we detected an energy signature appearing in the Emerald Forest. Wait. What? So the Ozpin just got the fucking force?
Apparently so.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's got.
I don't, actually. Did we ever find out what Ozpin's semblance was?
No, we just kind of assume it's magic.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
Why would he need a semblance?
I mean, that's fair enough.
If he has if he has a semblance, fuck if I know what it is.
His semblance is his ability to be an eco-terrorist.
Based.
You know, I wonder. Do you think he gets to keep the semblances of his past lives?
I mean, supposedly all of his past lives are incorporated into his current soul that's body hopping. So, probably. But they probably also don't work anymore because the semblance would be based off the soul. And if the soul gets basically eaten by Ozpin to fuel his reincarnation,
I don't think semblances are ever mentioned for Ozpin or Oscar. I think the assumption is if there is a semblance, why use it when I have what would probably be the origin of semblances?
I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Jumping down, Ruby hit the ground, blah 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 blah. Jesus Christ, this keeps going on and on. So, woke up, headache, Flora, eternal nightmare, hostiles, they're approaching me. You four can come out now. Now they looked up, blah blah blah. What do you kids want? They were nervous and the weapons didn't help, or huntresses in training. Huntresses? Was that what they call hunters here? No, you fucking dipshit. Apparently, this person doesn't know what language is because they aren't able to tell what a feminized version of the word.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're writing this story.
Oh, that's
so,
fair enough. That's true. Yeah. I forgot their IQ is room temperature in Celsius.
Yeah.
It would be easier to talk to you if your eyes weren't covered. Well, how would that make it easier? Yeah, okay. Well, if you take off your blindfold, then you could start seeing. Unfortunately, the hunter heard the comment and focused on the brawler. The Yang didn't like this situation, and then when the woman looked at her, she couldn't help but shiver. I don't judge you based on your inappropriate attire, so don't judge me about my attire. Sorry about that. We're in the Emerald Forest. Do you need help somewhere? The hunter thought about the offer. She could always wander aimlessly and then create lanterns. But they said they were in training, which means there was some sort of school nearby. You called yourselves in training, right? Yeah, we're students at the academy. An academy, then. Blake looked at the woman who muttered and tensed up when the eyes of the woman fell on her. Interesting. Maybe there's a plague here, too. Yeah, there is a plague, but it ain't beast blood.
Oh, fuck. I need that. Yeah.
I mean, humans do prefer to have eye contact.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
I'm currently on page 6454 of the Harry Potter section, and I really, really want to die.
What did you sort them by?
Sorted by most recent, filtered, rating all, language English.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've gone back to 2014. I just picked a random number and jumped there.
Oh God, why?
And yeah, you know what? That's a good question.
2014 was the year best left behind.
Yeah, I found this though. Hermione bucks a cookie, which is a work of literary excellence for sure.
Okay, over. What is it gonna keep on going? Yay!
Yeah, I'll keep you posted on anything more interesting I find
Yeah, you do that.
because I want to die.
Blah 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 blah. You may call me Kishin. Wow, that's original. Basic Grim, why do you want to come with us? I'll accompany you. I told you I'm a hunter. Do you mean huntress? No, don't they actually call people hunters at some point in Ruby Max?
Huntsman.
I know they
We
say
hear
huntsman.
huntsman and huntress for sure.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't remember if at any point in the script they used the gender neutral hunter, but they'd have been stupid not to. Especially when referring to large groups.
Yeah, even
So-
without that, it's just like, I'm a hunter. Oh, do you mean a huntress? It's like, what? That's like you talking to someone. You're like, you're female, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm a firefighter. Oh, do you mean a firewoman? What? No, I mean I'm a firefighter. It's like, well, it's like, what is that word clarification you just shouted at me? I don't know. Like, why did you have to re-clarify the word I just used to mean the exact same thing? It's like there's like no fucking point. That's such a weird clarification. Yeah, I'm a hunter. Do you mean a huntress? No, I mean I'm a hunter. There's no fucking difference between those words. I mean, yeah, if you capitalize the word, and, oh yeah, I'm a hunter, you know, capital H, putting importance on the, you know, the word itself, you would imply that it's some sort of title, which would make you different from, you know, some sort of person that hunts, say, deer. But still, it's like, that's such a fucking weird ass clarification.
I don't think I have enough alcohol in me.
You don't.
I am pouring
That
more.
depends on what a huntress is. A huntress is a person who is trained to fight grim, protect people, and keep the peace. Actually, huntsmen are only trained to kill grim.
Yeah.
But at no point in time did they ever even say anything about protecting people or keeping the peace. Kind of just implied.
Fucking imagine if that's their police.
Right, I know, right? It was kind of just always implied that, you know, huntsmen killed the Grim and achieved the other two objectives by killing Grim. Keep the peace was mentioned in a Beacon introduction speech. I mean, I guess. I mean, yeah, they had.
Well,
they had
yeah, but that
internships.
could mean like a lot of things, like keep
Yeah.
the peace with the Grim, or you know, keep the peace in the land from the Grim, something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to mean like, oh yes, you're gonna be police.
Also, specifically, yeah, they specifically said stuff like when the whole Doc arc happened, there was stuff being said like, you know, leave this to the police, you're huntsmen, you know, shit like that.
Yeah. So it's like, damn, maybe they don't want vigilantes running around doing all the.
Well, I mean, not
you know.
only that, it's like maybe they also don't want people with superpowers blasting around a city, you know?
True. I mean, collateral damage is based though.
Usually, yes. No, and not really. She did hunt beasts, but beasts can take many forms, and she didn't protect people anymore. Finally, protecting the peace wasn't what she was after. If the world was a nightmare, there would never be peace. So she would help to end that by stopping the nightmare. Okay. That was a really complicated way to say yeah, but no.
Oh lord, what in the actual fuck did I just read?
Who knows? We're
Oh,
both
no.
being perplexed by the logic of the authors of these works.
No, I mean the thing I just posted in the 9K channel.
I suppose by your terms I am a huntress. If you're really a huntress, then show us your face. Wearing bandages make you look shady.
What?
Wearing bandages makes you look shady, says the woman who is currently wearing a bow to hide her ears so people won't know she's a separate species.
Amazing.
Well, you know,
Truly
I actually have to give credit where credit's due. The author's really nailing Blake's hypocrisy.
I don't think they intended to.
No, I don't think they intended to.
Got it correct.
Right, you know what? I'm gonna brain myself if I read any more of the Harry Potter section.
Any
So I'm
more
gonna move over.
2014 Harry Potter?
Yeah, so I'm gonna move over to the fucking Harry Potter slash something else
You moving to
crossover
the Harry Potter slash section? Brave man.
No, crossover section. There was enough slash in that other section, dude. I'm gonna actually fucking Christ, dude.
Yeah, there's a little bit too much going on there. Yeah, there's a little
Yeah.
bit too much going on
How many pages are there? There are
there.
too many. Excellent.
Kishin paused. She forgot she was wearing a hood. She just remembered switching the regular tricorn's hat out for a hood so that people she did talk to would stop asking why her eyes were closed. You four do seem to make lots of demands of a stranger before she unwrapped the bandages. Why would you obey that order? So anyway, she took off the hood, and she unwrapped the bandages, and that's how white hair then spilled out. And Ruby was like, "Whoa, she has white hair like Weiss. Are they related?" That is.
Mm.
Is that racist?
No, that's
Probably.
just general stupidity.
I mean, that's racist isn't the right word, but it's just like,
Well, normally you would call it ignorance.
I guess, yeah, but it's still just like, if you've got the same hair color, you must be related. It's like,
Yes. I guess
That's-
Ireland is just one big incest fest.
I mean,
Yeah, okay, not the best example. Fair enough.
yeah, not the best example.
Yeah.
Blake seems in character. Yeah, I noticed. Her skin was fair and light, but pale. Not ruby pale, but pale. Some say she was beautiful. What?
No, they didn't. That's a lie. That's a scam.
The
Fuck the
fact
church.
that she shared the same hair color with Maria and the doll wasn't lost on her, but it didn't matter. After she put the bandages away, she fixed her hair into a ponytail and then put on her signature hunter's tricorn. Why are your eyes still closed? I can see you regardless, so don't worry about it, she said coldly, making the Reaper take a step back. Hey, she's just asking you a question. Don't get snippy at her, Yang yelled. I mean, okay, look, so unfortunately the author's actually getting these reactions pretty on point. That is to say that the Ruby character cast are absolute dipshits who wouldn't know social courtesies. If someone took a bat with the word social courtesy and beat their face in with it. Like, even I'm not dumb enough to be like, hey, person wearing bandages over their eyes, why don't you take those bandages off and look me in the eye? Like, they're probably wearing, unless they're a chuny, they're probably wearing bandages over their eyes for a fairly good reason. And they will probably get mildly upset, at minimum, if I'm somehow getting super aggressive over them not looking me in the eyes when they clearly have some sort of thing going on with their eyes at the moment.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
It's like walking up to someone in a wheelchair and sticking out your hand and be like, "Stand up to greet me!" It's like, bro,
Stand up, you fucking loser.
come on, just stand. Why are you sitting down? It's like, bro, what the fuck?
Stop being so lazy, you little bastard. Get the fuck up. Come on, then.
Kermit gets up.
Right, Kermit gets up. Oh shit.
Oh fuck. I didn't plan for this.
I thought this was gonna be way
At this
easier.
moment that he knew
Oh no.
he fucked up.
I mean, to be fair, from all of the talk that I've seen and all the videos I've seen, refusing the hunters, the end of the hunter's dream, usually does end up with the first time the person's playing the game with Gurman stands up, they instantly fucking die.
Yeah, that sounds about correct.
Fair enough.
So it's like, okay, you
Unless
know what?
you're
Yeah.
actively expecting it.
Did not expect
Unless
this,
you're
instantly
actively
died because of
expecting
it. Right, I forgot these are children. They don't seem very mature yet. They're like fucking 18. So like, look, I'm all for calling 18-year-olds children, like Remy.
Bruh. I'm almost 20, you fat fuck.
Dude, I joined
Kodak
Discord.
did.
I joined Discord 5 years ago now. I
Same.
met you when you were like 17.
Bruh, I joined Discord in 2015, dude. Don't even get me started.
Look, I'm a little bit of a boomer, okay? I'm behind on tech.
Yeah,
I was
well,
using
we
I was
know.
using Skype until 2017, okay?
Yeah, we know.
I was using TeamSpeak until 2018.
Okay, well,
Don't
but TeamSpeak
bitch
and
at me about
Ventrilo are like classic WoW stuff.
Oh, this wasn't for WoW.
Oh.
Oh,
My point.
yeah. And also,
enough.
Gray, you were literally the first person to join the SDM. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Hey, are you listening to me? What's wrong with you? What the fuck? Yeah. I don't know whether to
Well.
commend the author on accurately portraying the Ruby characters or not.
True.
Yo, fucking disabled person! Why haven't you fucking stood up to greet me yet? What the fuck's wrong?
Based.
The fuck? I have been distracted by my inner monologue. She noted. Okay. I'm
Thanks
pretty
for
sure.
being there, I guess.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the author wasn't intending for this part to be humorous. But it is.
Definitely not. Yeah. Inevitably, life becomes a
Yang
comedy.
then grabbed Kishin's collar before she could say anything. So now you're assaulting a disabled person. Oh my god.
This sounds
Ruby
par
moment.
for the course.
It is unfortunately par for the course for Yang. Hey, have you seen this picture before? No. Grabs your nuts. Have you seen the picture? I already told you, I've never seen them. Starts squeezing the nuts. Tell me, where have you seen them? I haven't! Proceeds to blow up my entire store. If you don't give me what you want, I'll do worse next time. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprise castration time.
Yeah, they didn't have Yang. They didn't show Yang as being particularly
Intelligent?
reasonable in her trailer.
Yeah. Definitely
No shit.
room temperature IQ Celsius style on that one.
Yeah. It's true.
Like, it's one thing if Junior was, like, being shifty about it, or was like, oh, I've never seen that person in my life, but especially not to you. Or, you know, literally any of the stereotypical tropes of like, oh, I seem to be forgetting right now. If only something could help me remember. But no, Junior was just straight up just like, I've never seen her.
Yeah, dude was honest.
Yeah.
And then she grabs his nuts and he still's like, yeah, look, lady, I've never seen this woman before. You have my
I
nuts
don't know what more you want me to say.
in a literal vice. I have never seen this woman. I don't know what answer you're looking for because I can't give it.
Squish.
Yeah, squish anyway. It's like, lady,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Jesus Christ. My
I
God,
literally can't answer your question. Why did you destroy my business?
and testicles.
And testicles.
So the important part of this whole equation.
Indeed. Do you suppose that would count for life insurance?
You know, that's actually a good question. Future life insurance?
Indeed.
Hmm.
I'm an info broker, not omniscient. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Kishin acquiesced and opened her eyes, making the blonde abruptly let go and fall back to the ground. Wait. Yang fell to the ground or Kishin fell to the ground? Wait, was someone lifted off of the ground at one point?
Apparently.
Yang, with Yang out of the way, the rest of Team Ruby could now see once startled Yang. Ruby and Weiss paled more than they were usually pale, and Blake brought her hand to her mouth to stifle her gasp. What kind of fucking description is that?
Yes.
They were
yeah.
pale more than they were usually pale.
Damn.
Okay.
Finna do be like that sometimes.
Staring right into Yang's now lavender eyes were two empty eye sockets. Satisfied, she asked coldly before closing her eyes once more. Yang had never felt so small compared to the overwhelming feeling coming from the hunter. I don't know, Yang. I'd be feeling pretty small if I just fucking bullied a cripple and then threatened to beat them up for not doing the one thing that their crippledness literally prevents them from doing.
Average Tuesday, honestly.
But, you know, I also wouldn't start bullying a crippled person in the first place, so that's why I wouldn't feel embarrassed about it. I mean, okay, so, rephrase. I would probably bully a crippled person over things not related to them being a cripple. Let's make that clear. If they said something monumentally stupid, I would still probably make fun of them for it. But I wouldn't be like, oh, just get out of the wheelchair, man. Come on, run. I wouldn't do that, is what I'm trying to say.
There are limits.
There are limits. Yes.
Yeah.
If we're done here, let's go before more creatures show up. Everyone in Team Ruby was like, oh, shit, yeah, okay. And then Kishin was like, wow, they have a flying carriage. And so then they got into it and rode off to Beacon.
Society.
This was a fucking roller coaster. For anyone wanting to correct me on something, I've probably already realized any issues and I've already changed many of the details.
I don't think so.
That being said, I'm not
Did
changing
not.
anything else anymore. Yes, Kishin is blind in that she doesn't have eyes. Her maximum insight, however, is how she sees. If you have a problem with that, it won't be changing. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. That actually sounds pretty cool and all, but like,
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
That
an
actually
interesting concept for
works.
Bloodborne.
how it was handled was so fucking bad, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, cripple, look at me.
Story was such a fucking roller coaster of trash.
I think the FFF
don't
is
know
starting to
if
aneurysm
I
right now.
should hate
I cannot load a page.
or
for fuck's
laugh at how on point your Team Ruby characterizations were. because I'm fairly sure that was unintentional. Post. Post.
Boast.
All right. Well then, then
It's a wrap, I think.
yeah, more or less a wrap. I'll just take a quick look at everything that Arn has posted here. A dim light in the darkness. Small insights into the lives of multiple pairings and characters.
Yeah,
Written for
just look at the
competitions and
list.
challenges. This is cringy.
Ugh.
Oh yeah. James times Petunia.
What the fuck?
What? Seamus
yeah.
times Cedric.
Huh?
Yeah.
Dudley times Pansy. Harry times Petunia.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Yeah. You know, the Dudley times Pansy one is just like, oh yes, you paired up a black person with a Nazi. Like, alright, dude. Interesting tactic.
That's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird indeed.
Yeah,
Smart
it's,
reaction to the prophecy and other funny one-shots. I know the wizarding world was panicking and they were afraid of Voldemort, but the prophecy wasn't an exact story as how a smart Harry would have reacted to hearing the prophecy and other such things.
Holy fuck, there's a giant moth on my door.
Oh man, that's a big moth.
Hang on. I can fix this.
Blah 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 blah. If it was my blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay, so basic logical breakdown. It could also mean September. Okay, you know, what numbers September represents 7. True, fair, fair. Dying parts of a fire, embers, September. Fair enough. That's that's actually one I've never thought of before. So you know what? Kudos to the author.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Power of love. You must die. Lion's rubbish. Obviously, I'm still alive. I was alive before Voldemort came after me. We already went through this in the common room. We're trying to get cool. Anyway. I, Eva Marie Luria, am. Wait. Why do you have a hyphened first name?
Death. But yeah, like I posted that one purely because that fucking summary reminded me so much of My Immortal.
You know what? This is probably a My Immortal parody, considering the fact that it only ever had one chapter.
No, I don't think so. I'm rooting for the chief. I don't think so.
Well, I'm pretty sure the rest of the summary says so. I, Eva Marie Lyria, have a 5-inch, 7 no measurement waist, length, colored hair, am witch, most importantly in this story, am insecure teenage girl, self-diagnosed, obviously.
Naturally.
And wait, you self-diagnosed the fact that you were insecure?
Wow.
I don't think that's a medical diagnosis.
Truly the most amazing thing I've ever heard. Damn, bro.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure this is a parody. And I have a problem with the name of Cyrus Black. Because he won't leave me alone.
We can wish it a parody. In reality, though, we may never know.
Yeah, we may never know. This person never stopped posting. Oh, wow.
Fucking went onto my screen. Hang on. I'm gonna kill that fucker. Got him.
They never fucking posted again. Oh, why would you kill a moth like that? They're precious little creatures.
Yeah, well, he touched my gaming monitor, and that's unforgivable.
The Forgotten Potter. Oh god, this is so 2014. Yeah. Oh, this is so fucking like 2014.
Painfully 2014.
Eliza, the Forgotten Potter. While magical Britain celebrates the death of Lord Voldemort and their savior, consequently, her brother Harry Potter.
I just found another one for you.
Will anyone remember Eliza, the firstborn Potter? Or will her memory be whisked away into nothingness? At least until her Hogwarts letter arrives. What the fuck is this? What the... couldn't, I cannot, they both, nay, net us too much. Period, space, end quote, space, period, space.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Society, we live in it.
God, that is such a thing. God damn.
Yeah.
This is hurts.
I
This
also
hurts.
I dropped another one for you.
Log Horizon Harry Potter crossover. Oh god.
Oh god.
Does Harry have
Why?
magic in this one?
He is. Who knows? But he's gaming, so that's enough. Gaming Harry.
Blah 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 blah. Magic community.
Wait,
Blah blah
wait.
blah. Blah,
Yo,
blah,
did he
Germany,
actually? Hang on.
Japan.
Hang on, Sneaky.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, the boy who lived, the chose one, champion of light, Death Eater of you know who. That is
Death
one of the
Eater.
famous.
Death Eater. Yes, the death. He
And
is
his
the
most famous-
consumer of the death.
His most famous title, the Master of Death.
Tittle.
Yeah,
Oh, that does say tittle.
yeah, it does.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Over the years, Harry
oh my
during
God,
his
Sneaky.
banishment to Japan played many MMORPGs over the years. Max, are you listening?
Hang on. Wait a second. I'm tuning back in. He what?
Harry, over the many years of his exile in Japan, played many MMORPGs, and he eagerly waited the release of a game that everyone was waiting for. Yes, my friends, he was waiting for the release of Sword Art Online. Just kidding. Because Harry didn't make it into the Sword Art Online beta. No, he instead made it into the beta for Log Horizon!
Oh,
My
oh man! A world in Japan in which dot hack, log horizon, essay are all simultaneously happening.
quite, yeah.
Oh god! Oh no!
Oh, fuck,
half
oh
of Japan's
no.
population just disappears.
Half of Japanese population disappears. Shinzo Abe goes into a seizure.
Oh no. He introduced a mandatory mating season. Japan must be rebuilt.
Please, for the love of God, fuck. We've lost half of our population.
Oh god. Also, Sneaky, I'm on page 997 of the Harry Potter crossover section. Guess what I just found?
No.
Fate's Gamble by Lupine Horror.
Of course.
Yeah,
Wait, page 9,000?
997
Jesus
of a
Christ.
total of 1850 pages or so.
Good god.
Yeah, and that's filtered by
Okay then.
English rating all.
Wait,
Ah.
wait. He made it
How
into
did
the
he-
beta for Log Horizon. When the open beta arrived, you don't make it into an open beta. An open beta is open. Oh, yeah, boy.
closed
I made
beta.
it into the open cafeteria. It's like, yeah, the cafeteria that
managed.
was open to everyone.
I managed to get access to the store. It's open. Hey, wait a minute.
There was no surprise that Harry Potter was the first one there. Wait, why is that not a surprise? You know, I don't know, I'd be pretty fucking surprised if Daniel Radcliffe was just suddenly in, like, front line at GameStop where my local GameStop was, you know, waiting for the next
Yeah.
game to come out. The year is 2016.
True.
And Daniel Radcliffe is just like right in the front, and it's like, wait, what? Hold on.
Hang on a minute.
What is he doing in America, first off?
True. God.
There was a promotional advertising that those paid the promo price can access a skill tier that is available in all classes, but limited to one skill per customer for the sense of fair play. So,
What
of
the
course,
next?
Harry did not miss this chance. He bought a book, a skill book, that gave him the spell Soul Strike.
Okay.
That I'm
Author.
fairly certain that's not how Log Horizon worked.
I don't know how
No.
Log Horizon works, but just real quick.
Yeah, no.
A sense of
That's-
fair play can be implemented
That's
By
for
absolutely
a
paying-
premium price.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Fair
a sense
play.
of fair
Hang
play
on,
for
With a
premium.
price.
Yeah, you
Hang
know,
on,
see,
what's the
what
term?
little people didn't know is that EA was actually behind Log Horizon the whole time.
A sense of pride and accomplishment.
Hey, wait a second. What's up with all these micros? Who's the publisher? EA. Oh no.
Oh no!
Damn.
Oh god!
Oh, no.
Can you imagine getting stuck in a like full dive MMORPG? And like, there's so many microtransactions that you can't pay for because you're stuck in the game.
You don't have a job? Yeah. Oof.
But it's like made by EA and Ubisoft in a joint venture, and so literally nothing can be accomplished without microtransactions.
Wait, no, Sneaky. It's also a mobile game.
Oh, right. It's also mobile. Yeah.
It's actually a mobile gacha game. So to get new weapons, it seems you have to roll the gacha, and that costs real money, of course.
Yeah, but you also have to buy the 4th and 5th tier star unlocks, and you can't get
True.
anything higher than a 3rd star until you pay $4.99.
Well, that's awfully cheap. Come on, dude. It's at least $19.99.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, but you see, there's the secret 6th tier unlock that you have to pay $50 for.
Oh yeah, of course. And then you gotta actually roll it. No, you pay $50 to access the gacha pool for it,
Oh
and
yeah,
then you have to roll for it.
but it's only got a 0.0% chance drop.
Yeah. Wait, 0.0? Hang on.
0.0. You heard what I fucking said.
Fair enough. EA moment.
Damn.
No, straight shit. So that was actually a reference to what EA did with Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
There was actually a one item that had a 0% drop rate in the loot box, but it was one of the featured items of the loot box.
Amazing.
But they actually changed it so it would never drop, and that because they wanted people to keep buying the loot boxes to try and get the drop.
Oh, that's scummy.
That's
I mean,
disgusting as shit.
That's EA. I think that's illegal, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
It
they got
is.
called out on that one really fucking fast, and I think they ended up having to pay a several $million fine to the EU for that.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me. Fucking Christ.
But yeah, this is wow. The author also completely missed the point of Log Horizon, in that it's not about stats. It's a gamer story that isn't about the gamer stats.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's about politics and other stuff, if I remember correctly.
Politics, world building, so on.
Because the whole thing with the gamer aspects is, while the game aspects were still present in Log Horizon, they also still had to do other shit, like they could exist beyond their game stats at that, like they started discovering that. Like the NPCs could start gaining classes and shit like that, and you know, it was kind of cool, and it wasn't that great.
And like the food thing as well. Like
Right,
if you
yeah.
made food through the menu, it tasted like shit. But if you actually made the food properly, it would be proper food.
Yeah, stuff like that.
yeah,
It was trying to
fairly
be a
good.
little bit subversive in its nature, where it was supposed to be a gamer story that was like about living outside the game,
Yeah.
but didn't do a great job, in my opinion. It really
Yeah.
lost me. Season
I mean-
1 kept me, but season 2 really lost me.
I never actually finished season 2. I gotta admit.
Yeah.
I
Um,
did, but it wasn't. It was
Yeah, I
decent
think
at best.
I got like halfway through, I think, and I just forgot about it for a
Yeah,
while,
just
and I never
stopped.
continued.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like
The main
my
issue with
my
it
deal is I've
was
rewatched the first like 12 episodes of Log Horizon like 6 times now, because I keep wanting to watch through the entire series, but then I like spend one evening watching the first half of season 1, and then just like, oh, forget about it. Pain.
All
the
right,
main
so
issue with season 2 was the little ones.
Isley posted
Yeah.
something that I'm going to talk about now. While I
Oh, God. Oh, fuck.
indeed. So
Oh,
Isley posted something about the Critics United, or Ruby Critics, whatever. What changes to a series a fanfic made you wish was actually canon? Well, that's fair enough. That's a fair enough question for Ruby. When it comes to the
Yeah.
origin of Grimm and how semblances work, I love how the games we play. Fucking goddamn it! I knew
Of
that was
course.
gonna come up.
of course it was that.
You will never be free from the games. we
I
play.
will never be free from the games we play. I fucking loathe that story.
Excellent.
I love how semblances in the fic are decided with different amounts of soul stuff.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a reason why I don't like the games we play. Not
Yeah, no
only does it
shit.
give an interesting answer, but it ties into the Grimm, because the Grimm are a byproduct of an experiment by an ancient civilization that tried to play God, rather than literal God making murder machines from a temper tantrum. Actually, he didn't make murder machines from a temper tantrum. The Grimm had always existed.
Yeah, they were just kind of always there as part of his creation.
Yeah.
It's the only thing his brother let him make.
Damn. Bro, it's
The
my
only thing
turn.
I
Man,
didn't
Light
like.
really was kind of a dick in that shit series.
What the fuck is this? The only thing I didn't like about it was the first half of the fic.
Oh yes, of course.
You mean the best
I
part
really
of the
enjoyed
fic?
not the fake.
The only thing I didn't like about this 1 million word story was the first 500,000 words.
Amazing.
Then why
to my
did you
knowledge-
read it?
Yeah, no, to my knowledge, the first like 300 are the best part, and then it just kind of skips off from there.
Yeah, I think even
Well, I
Fiend
mean-
agrees to that.
Sneaky, you gotta admit that this is like the average IQ of a Ruby fan.
Look, I know. I know, dude. It baffles me.
Yeah, like they honestly astound me by continuing to breathe.
It was
These people-
another of those John bumbles his way into being the leader of the White Fang fix that were common in those days. They're still common now. It's pretty good, but the first half was bad. Well, okay. OP, you're wrong. And other words that I would say, but I'm not allowed to because we're still streaming.
Unfortunately.
Let's see. So there's only 3 other comments. Oh, God.
I mean, it has 9 upvotes, doesn't it?
Yeah, not that great. Not doing that great.
That's wait, yeah.
Professor
7.
Ark, Relic of the Future, Beast of Beacon.
Yeah,
so
so-
just core fix. I want Ruby to be core fix. Well, I mean,
Amazing.
I would improve Ruby. I
mean,
wouldn't say it would
yeah,
make
but
Ruby good. It would be an
well,
improvement.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. A nuclear holocaust would be an improvement on Ruby. Like, I'm not wrong.
Well, good night, everybody. We'll see you next time on Friday because there's always more and it'll always get worse.